Hello everyone and welcome to this Medieval 2 online battle. It is a 3v3 on the grassy flatland plain. We've got France, me playing as the Byzantine Empire, and the other Byzantine Empire, Knight Nig the Eagle, I think, playing against Portugal or the Papal States, England and France. So let's go over all the players and army comps. So France is being played by Teutonic Elite. You'll probably know him if you play in this community a lot. He has, looks like he's got 3 crossbowmen and then 1 of these dismounted French archers, which look pretty cool. They look a lot like the yeoman archers. He has a bunch of Flemish pikemen. He's got 2 units of Flemish pikemen. He's got, looks like 4 units of dismounted chivalric knights. Yes, 4 units of dismounted chivalric knights. He's got another unit of Flemish pikemen. He's got 3 units of armored sergeants. Got some chivalric knights mounted over here. They look great. He has a bunch more of them. So he's got 5 units of, So he's got 3 units of chivalric knights mounted, it looks like, and then he's got 2 units of noble knights over here on this other flank. And then he has his general's bodyguard. Let's go over to me. I'm playing as the Byzantine Empire. I'm bringing 4 Trebizond archers, it looks like. Yes, 4 Trebizond archers. I am bringing 1, 2, 4 dismounted Byzantine lancers, and then 4 I was right the first time, 4 of these dismounted Latin-Con, which are great infantry. I have some mounted Latin-Con. I've got 4 units of mounted Latin-Con. Yes, I have 4 units of mounted Latin-Con. And then I have my general's bodyguard over here. He is looking spectacular. And then the other Byzantine player is being played by Nig the Eagle, like I said. He's got some Vardariotoi, I'm just going to call them Vards. Missile cavalry with bows. He's got 4 Trebizond archers as well. Or no, he has 1 Trebizond archer and 3 Byzantine guard archers. Or 4 Byzantine guard archers, so he's got 5 archers. 4 Byzantine guard archers, 1 Trebizond. He's got another Vardy over there. He's got a ton of dismounted Latin-Con. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 units of dismounted Latin-Con, 2 units of ranging guard with their splendid axes, and then he's got 3 units of Byzantine spearmen, which look like the Papal Guard but less swaggy. He's got about 4 cataphractoi, and then his general is in this one back here in the back. So let us fast forward to get to the actual action. So the Byzantines and I decided to deploy near each other and basically form a super group. And then Teutonic Elite formed up near my flank as well, but less like this, just bunching up against me. And I am still standing straight in the middle of my deployment here, facing off against England. My beautiful infantry, standing proud. I like the kite shield, it's very nice. Ooh. So yeah, they're freaking out. And I did move my cavalry, my Latin-Con mounted, over to the French flank to assist him in case he needed assistance. But yeah, the mountain Latin-Con looks spectacular today. And we're here, so let's pause for right now. Actually, let's just slow motion it, bring it down to 0.5. So we've got Poland being played by Tuju over here. He's got a bunch of Polish knights, which are pretty good cavalry. They look pretty good. He's got some Polish nobles, which are missile cav or javelins. He's got a general's bodyguard back here. He's got 2 units of crossbow militia, looking great. Got a bunch of dismounted Polish knights, 4 units of dismounted Polish knights. He's got 4 units of dismounted Polish nobles, which are spearmen. He's got 2 units of dismounted Lithuanian cavalry, looking great. And they've got the shields on their backs, which is very cool. We got England over here being played by Branca Leon. He's got, what was that? 1 Hobilar, 4 yeoman archers, looking good. He's got a bunch of infantry mixed in with his cavalry, but he's got a ton of these English knights here, just a ton of them. And he has some levy spearmen, dismounted English knights, a bunch of armored swordsmen, it looks like. More dismounted English knights, more armored swordsmen. More armored swordsmen, more dismounted English knights, more armored swordsmen, and some more levy spearmen. So he's got a pretty mixed force. A little bit too much English knights, if you ask me, but he didn't. Yeah. And then we have Alva Leon over here playing as España. He's got a bunch of Pavese crossbows. Looks like 4 units of Pavese crossbows. Yes. 4 units of Pavese crossbowmen. He's got some spear militia and some male knights, not conquistadors, which is pretty surprising. He's got some dismounted chivalric knights here forming his main backbone, and he's also got a bunch of not dismounted conquistadors or sword and bucklers. He's got swordsmen militia forming most of his main line, it looks like. Yes, it looks like most of his main line is actually going to be swordsmen militia. And then he's got chivalric knights on the flanks, and he's got a ton of mounted chivalric knights just mixed in. He has another spear militia right here, and he's got his general's bodyguard here. So let us go to 1.0 speed. So immediately Branca Leon over here is moving over to form up with Poland. So that means that France and I are going to have to attack together. I sent up a mounted unit of Latinconn to go and harass them, but I pulled back because he sent up like 4 units of English knights to try and counter them. And France is moving pretty quickly. And I knew that I had to support him because if I didn't, then England would just wear him down with his superior yeoman archers, and then he wouldn't have enough of a match for these Polish infantry and the English infantry if they had decided to commit as well. Which it looks like they are. They're going to form a reserve line back here. So yeah, as you can see now quite clearly, a bunch of armored swordsmen and a bunch of noble knight or English knights just mixed in with each other. And so now I'm shifting my Byzantine army this way, and my ally is harassing the Spanish with his Vardis, but it's not doing too well. And now Branca Leon is sending some English knights over to try and kill them, hopefully, and at least chase them away from their flanks. So he's going to run, get out of there. He's loosing a lot of arrows, but most of them are on the Pavese crossbowmen, and the Pavese are doing a good job of killing all the Vardis, because he's not supporting this with his infantry. He's kind of just sitting back and letting them die, basically. If anything, I would put them in loose formation at least, so you could get some, like, more life out of them at least. He's got the spear militia forming up. A good pickup here to protect his Pavese crossbowmen on the flanks. It's probably a smart move. Back over here, France is moving up, and he's formed up on the flank of the Polish and English combined force. Polish have moved all of their knights and their 1 Polish noble cav over this way. They look spectacular today, watching the French advance. And England, instead of fighting France as is the typical route, they're going to fight me, and they're already getting off volleys with their yeoman archers, which is pretty crazy. But I am about to start shooting back with my Trebizonds. And I was going to pick up Byzantine Guard Archers, but I didn't have the money, so I just decided to get the Trebizonds, because they have good range and they're pretty cheap. So I can skirmish England pretty effectively. Although his yeomans have more armor, I believe, than my Trebizonds. And here I'm sending up a mounted unit of Latinconn to harass him because his cavalry is not really reacting. He's sending up some English knights. Oh no, these are the Levy spearmen on the flank here. And he's sent up some cav, so I'm going to pull back with that attack. So yeah, my Latin con are just waiting, basically, for the opportunity. My Trebizonds just loosing volley upon volley. The good thing is it disrupted his firing pattern, so now I'm getting free shots on his yeoman archers. And now he's moving them over to the flank to hopefully, I guess, skirmish against France and get them out of my range as well. He's pulling them back. He's not pulling up against France, but he is pulling them back, so that way I can't hit them. But now he can't hit me either, so both of us are kind of just going to sit here now until someone makes a move. And judging by their position, it's probably going to be me that has to make the first move, because they're pretty much in a defensive line right here. Yes. Looking nice today. Lots of flowers on the field. But soon the grass shall be stained with blood. We've got a cav engagement now over here. Well, kind of a cav engagement. He sent his Hobilars over to go and fight the Vardis, and the Vardis are dying, it looks like. They're not dead yet, but they are dying. But the good thing is they're getting a lot of arrows off on Hobilars, which are pretty effective cavalry if you can use them correctly. And now it looks like he's going to retreat his Hobilars while being harassed from the Vardis. Yes, we got arrows coming in. So that was a pretty successful engagement for us because the Vardis don't really mean much, but the Hobilars can do a lot more than the Vardis. And it looks like we now have a cavalry engagement. France is moving in, and Poland is going to strike back very quickly. He's trying to go towards these crossbowmen, but the crossbowmen and dismounted French archers over here are going to just tear these Polish knights apart, especially from the flank. This flanking fire here, that's going to be murderous. And he's got spearmen in here, so really good job cooperating with all three arms of his attack. He's bringing up some Flemish pikemen just to finish them off. But yeah, this is a intense cav engagement so far. Spain's moving around in the background, but they haven't come to real blows yet. The Hobilars and the Vardi are still fighting back there, which is pretty interesting. And now I'm being flamed by yeoman archers, so I'm bringing up my Latin con again. And we're firing yet again between the lines. Thankfully his yeomans weren't as effective as they would have been otherwise. And now I've got my Latin con coming in. And I pull them off the last second because I can see that the English knights are coming in. But they're really slow compared to my Latin con, so I am going to outrun them. And then I turn around and charge in, because his swords aren't down, and now I've got archer support as well. And I can flank around with the rest of my Latin con, which are coming around right now. Here, we're going to slow it down again, because this is a pretty intense fight. So France is beginning to move against Poland, because Poland's charging in infantry to try and support his cavalry. And he's also beginning to charge his spearmen straight into the French infantry, which is going to go very badly for them, probably. They got a nice charge off here, though, on these French chivalric knights, but he's got pikemen right there, so they're not going to get any further or get any of the rest of these dismounted chivalric knights. I'm being charged, but I managed to only lose archers there, so it wasn't too bad. And the English cavalry is now just running around, pretty lost, really. The main fight right now is going on, not over here, wrong side, going on right here between France and the other Byzantine player. There's a major infantry clash going on. The Latin con and the spearmen are working very well together to keep the cav off their backs, really. And the swordsmen militia are not very good, so they're already saying defeat is a distinct possibility, especially against Latin con. Latin con is just going to murder them. But yeah, Latin con murdering them. So it's not too much of a fight really around here, except for on this flank, because the cav came in. But the good thing is the mounted cataphractoi are doing a pretty good job, and the Varangian Guard are at least holding off these spearmen. They're holding the flank, at least. Ooh, that's a hurtful charge there against those Latin con. So yeah, now my infantry are moving up, because I see that it's time to engage, so we're going to go in and first help Teutonic Elite over here with the Polish, with my dismounted Latin Con and Byzantine Lancers. Looking good. And then the rest of my units are going to go in over this way towards this cav/infantry engagement. But yeah, here comes this charge from my Latin Con. That's going to hurt these Polish nobles, especially because they're already at pretty low numbers. Considering they started at 60, they're at 34 now. Yeah, and also the dismounted Polish knights are getting hit pretty badly too. Yeah, this is not going to go well for the Polish here. They're already shaken. Yes, and then the rest of my infantry are going this way. Getting shot up a bit from the dismounted Lithuanian cavalry, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah. All I'm trying to do at this point is just delay, hopefully give Teutonic Elite a chance to get his infantry really into the mix, because he's flanking around right now with his sergeants and such, but most of his infantry is still pinned down over here, so I'm trying to give him time. And there goes the other Byzantine players general. Lest they lose heart. I would guess that's Spain or Poland. Yeah, so here come my other infantry. Thankfully, we're starting to break up this pocket, though, so soon all these good dismounted chivalric knights will be available to fight. And the rest of my infantry are now mobilizing to fight the English, mostly. We've got some dismounted English, or Byzantines Lancers, fighting these Levy Spearmen over here, which are going to get chopped up pretty badly. And same with the Hobilars over here. Against Latin Con, there's no way. Yeah, my Byzantine Lancers are gonna, or my Latin Con are gonna wreck them. My allies' forces are starting to crumble now that he's seen his general get slaughtered, which is not good. Mostly he's down to Byzantine Guard archers, which, I mean, they're good in melee, but against cavalry they're probably not going to do too well, especially if they get charges like this off. That's a lot of dead archers. Oh wow, that's really more than I thought there was. Yep, so there goes the Byzantines, pretty much mass rout. Latin Con fleeing the battlefield. Yeah, so Spain is pretty healthy, that's the problem. Most of his heavy infantry has been pretty much killed off, but his cavalry is still very alive. And the swordsman militia didn't take as many casualties as we were hoping or expecting. Over here, though, it's going much better. I lost a dismounted Latin Con with 32 men left, which was pretty shocking. But I've got arrows coming in on these dismounted English knights, which should kill them off pretty easily since they don't have shields. And I've got Latin Con in their back, which is good. Most of the Polish infantry at this point have routed, so he's down to pretty much archers. But here comes the English infantry. The English knights we weren't too worried about, these ones, but we were worried about these armored swordsmen because Latin Con against armored swordsmen would be a close battle, and now we know that we have to have enough forces left to fight the Spanish. And there goes the French general. Yeah, that was pretty annoying. So both of my allies' generals are dead now. My general's not dead yet. And none of the enemy generals have died either, which is pretty sad that we haven't managed to kill a single general. So there goes the other Byzantines. Yeah, not good. We needed those guys. So now we're in a pretty epic fight here against the English forces. Yes, definitely quite intense. Dead. And then here comes the English knights around the flank to come and kill these crossbows. Thankfully, France had some reserves of chivalric knights, so he's going to fight that off. And now he's realized that they're there, so he's going to turn around and instead hit the Latin Con and French forces fighting over here. And my Latin Con will hold this pretty well, but the armored sergeants are not as well morale. They are shaken already. My guys are still steady though, so the problem is that charge did a lot. Although now we've got our allied chivalric knights in their back, and we've got archers, and we've got more infantry from me coming. The Latin Con and Byzantines that routed and then came back, or that were fighting over here against the weak English infantry. like the levy spears and stuff. So now we've got this unit surrounded, so yeah, they're getting destroyed. And there goes the French armored sergeants.
Lord protect us. Our general lies slain.
And there goes my general, because we have a cav fight going on in the background, because most of my Latin con are dead, or running down the Polish archers and such. Thankfully my infantry take this pretty well. They don't rout very quickly, which is good.
Lord, only half our force remains.
So yeah, now we're down to half our force.
Half the enemy force remains.
I would guess that's Poland now. Or England, either one. It was probably Poland first and then now England. We got some dismounted French archers fighting over here. Interesting. Got Flemish pikemen coming in to support them. Also interesting. Looks like they're doing pretty well though. Getting a bunch of kills. So yeah, basically at this point it's the English infantry versus the French and Byzantine infantry. Although not much French now, it's mostly my Byzantines. Now the English cavalry is free to roam, or well, what's left of it. But thankfully our crossbows are there to at least absorb the charges and get some more kills. And he's sending off the remainder of his crossbowmen to try and kill them. Some of my infantry is routing, but it's not too bad yet. That was a big charge, and I lost a lot of Byzantine lancers there, which is annoying. From only 6 Polish knights as well. And there goes my dismounted Latin con, so all of my infantry now is starting to break, pretty much. So I'm almost out of infantry at this point. I mostly have archers left, but that's now being killed due to the Spanish coming in from behind. And most of my infantry is gone, so it's not looking too good. It's pretty grim. Poland is pretty much dead, though. He's got archers, which are pretty low on ammo. Look at this one. Fire arrow. Oh, he actually got someone. Get wrecked, scrub. And then we got the remainder of the French infantry, which lasted a lot longer than my infantry, fighting against the English infantry, which is still very healthy. And then we got English cab charges coming in behind, killing off infantry and archers, which is definitely hurting. So at this point, my army's gone, basically. I've got no archers left. I have a couple of units of infantry here, which are all being massacred. There goes those 2 infantry units. 22 unit of Latin con just routed, which is terrible. I really needed those guys, because they're my best infantry, really, and they were the most numerous infantry that I had at that point. And there goes my last infantry, pretty much, so I don't have really anything left now. Yeah, I don't think I have anything. I don't see anything. Maybe I do have something somewhere. I have my general's bodyguard that came back. So yeah, the French are still fighting because the English and Spanish cavalry haven't really gotten to their French knights yet, which is good, because we need the French knights badly. They're our best infantry, pretty much. And yeah, they're still cutting people down, so not bad, really. And most of them go in this pocket here. So, a bunch of Flemish pikemen left. That's about it. And then over on this flank is probably our best success. Spearmen bracing against a cav charge, but that did nothing. Wow, that entire unit just got annihilated. And they killed like 2 cav. And yeah, the one last French unit, the Flemish pikemen, still fighting. In hand-to-hand now, no pikes. Which is pretty interesting. I feel like it's on fast forward, but it says it's at 1.0 time, so I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. There goes all the Flemish pikemen. And France is pretty much dead. He's got 18 chivalric knights over there, some crossbowmen, and that's about it. I am gone at this point. My general's bodyguard got massacred, and all the rest of my infantry is already dead. They're actually probably going to kill this chivalric knight unit, though. Yeah. And here comes some English knights with their axes. Just going to hurt. Especially because they get an AP attack. Oh yeah, they're hurting. Not good.
I pray the course of this battle changes, because defeat seems almost certain.
So yeah, there goes pretty much all the French infantry. Oh, and there goes Teutonic Elite, I believe, admitting defeat, so this battle should be over.
Cowardly allies have fled the field. They cannot be called true men. Lord, preserve us.
So yeah, stinging defeat.
Stinging defeat today.
It was pretty bad. Spain didn't have much infantry left, actually. But the English definitely did. So that's the end screen here. Clear defeat. I got the second most kills. Teutonic Elite got the most, and Nig got the least. Looks like Spain got the most kills and captures, and then England came in second, and then Poland came in last, which is pretty sad because Poland was probably one of the best looking players out there, definitely, besides Alva Leon, of course. But yeah, Poland played pretty well. It's just that his infantry was outmatched. But yeah, that's the end of this battle. I will see you all next time.